According to the CDC, about 70 million Americans suffer from chronic sleep problems. A lack of sleep is associated with several social, occupational, and health difficulties. Sleep difficulties can be brought on by all sorts of stressors, as well as changes to your schedule or stress in general. If you're experiencing trouble sleeping, you're not alone, and there are things you can do to help improve your sleep. The following tips are from the Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Insomnia and Veterans Manual. So first off, go to bed and wake up at the same time every night. This will help your body regulate to keep a routine and will harness your natural sleep drive, making you sleepy at bedtime and rested when it's time to wake up. Another way to do this is to avoid or limit napping. Often, after a rough night of sleep, we turn to napping to help make up for lost sleep time. This can actually throw off your sleep schedule and make it more difficult for you to fall asleep when it's actually time. If possible, wait until as close to your regular bedtime to actually go to bed. And then, because you didn't get a good night's sleep the night before, you're more likely to actually make up that sleep during the nighttime. Another good tip is to turn the clock around. When we can't sleep, many people look at the clock repeatedly and count the hours that they have left to sleep. This can increase your stress levels and make it less likely that you'll actually get to sleep. Similarly, we don't want to be worrying and planning and working while we're in the bed. So it's best to limit your time spent in the bed to when you're actually sleeping. So again, no worrying, no texting or watching TV or internet surfing from your bed. We really want you to associate your bed with sleep and not with work and worry and stress. The only exception would be for intimacy. For the same reason, it's a good idea to get up out of the bed when you can't sleep. Now, this typically feels counterintuitive, but it can be helpful to get up and engage in a relaxing behavior, and then when you feel sleepy, return to bed. Another way to incorporate relaxing behaviors into your sleep routine is by creating a buffer zone or just a quiet wind down time prior to your bedtime. During this time, you can power down and do activities that are quiet. Some ideas are listening to soothing music or doing relaxation exercises. Other folks like to fold laundry or prep meals. And lastly, from this page, keep the room quiet, cool, and dark. These are things that will help facilitate sleep. While regular exercise is good for sleep, you want to avoid vigorous exercise at least 4 hours before bedtime. Light stretching, however, is okay and might actually be beneficial to help facilitate sleep. Caffeine, just like all of the substances I'll be referencing, impacts people differently. Caffeine specifically is a relatively long-acting stimulant with an average half-life of 4.5 hours. So you want to limit intake in general, and particularly limit your intake later in the day. Alcohol, on the other hand, initially facilitates sleep onset, but later in the night, as alcohol eliminates from your bloodstream, it can cause you to wake up. So it's best to limit intake in general, and then particularly you want to avoid close to bedtime. Similarly, you want to avoid nicotine before bedtime. Nicotine is a short-acting stimulant, and as the body breaks down nicotine, it's typical to experience withdrawal symptoms. These withdrawal symptoms can cause nighttime awakenings, so it's best to avoid smoking close to bedtime and prevent withdrawal symptoms from occurring during your sleep period. Additionally, if you're on prescription medications, talk to your doctor about how your medications might be impacting your sleep. And lastly, don't eat a heavy meal close to bedtime for at least 3 to 4 hours. You particularly want to avoid foods such as candy and ice cream, anything with lots of sugar. If you're hungry, a light snack is okay, and foods such as milk or peanut butter or cheese are good options. Just a reminder, talk to your doctor if your sleep problems persist and or if you're concerned about possible health issues that may be impacting your sleep. Any of these tips discussed here on their own may help improve your sleep, and the more of them you incorporate into your life, the better it will be. Sweet dreams.